Listen, Daniel, I don't know about you, but when I'm smushing my people, like tiny, tiny people between my toes, you know, like kind of like they're grapes and you're making wine. You know what I'm talking about. You've been there when you're just like smashing people into hamburger patties.
I don't like this cold open. I know where this is headed and I still don't like it.
Well, so when I feel the blood of my enemies running between my toes, like sand on the beach, I just like to sit back, relax, and have a small romantic timeline built in between my enemy smushing, you know?
Gotcha. I didn't know if this was an ad I didn't know about where you're like, when I'm smushing my foes, I like to sit back with a nice Dos Equis. Like...
that would be the most interesting. I feel like that'd be something the most interesting man would do.
Yeah.
He'd be like, I just like
rumble.
I'm 100 meters tall.
Yeah.
And I just squish.
Yeah.
And I just squish motherfuckers like left, right, and center.
I like that this was the takeaway you got from the most recent episode of Attack on Titan.
So for those of you who don't know, the most recent episode of Attack on Titan came out, season 4, part 3, part 1?
Yes.
I think that's
which loosely translates into season 7.
So episode 1 of 1 for season 7, and then in 6 months we're gonna get
episode 2.
Yeah, we're gonna get the final season or something like that. So really good, really fun to watch. Me and Danny literally just watched it right before this episode. It's late. It came out at midnight in Tokyo. And we were like, okay, cool. Like, it's going to come out like simultaneously with midnight in Tokyo. Everybody from like 9 a.m. is scrolling.
Just refreshing Crunchyroll.
Where's Attack on Titan? Where is it? And then it took like 10 hours to get dubbed, which like kind of impressive. They can just bang that out in 10
not
hours.
Even dubbed, just translated into sub.
I mean, yeah.
No, I know. Well, that's why they kept like tweeting out being like, like we're working on it right now. And I was like, this is not getting finished today. Like, I've never seen like an anime late on its homework. Like
that was because there was no set timeline. They were like, it'll be out a couple hours after.
Like we're literally working on it right now.
Yeah.
Like I didn't realize it was that down to the wire with this shit. I would have assumed like this episode would have been like
why wasn't it subbed earlier?
What? Yeah, I would have assumed it would have been done like weeks ago. And then we're like, all right, time to work on our other projects.
No, I didn't even think. For some reason, I was like, oh yeah, this makes perfect sense. Of course, they have to wait for the episode. You tell me Crunchyroll?
No sense.
You tell me Crunchyroll has to download the Japanese episode and be like, get to it. Get our best Japanese translators on it. Like,
I know.
Why don't we have it early?
How like? It's not like Attack on Titan is this indie little project too. Like how on top of this season being broken into like 6 chunks, on top of like all the weirdness, on top of this 1 hour episode taking 6 months, and then the next final hour taking another 6 months. Like on top of all that, the subtitles are late.
Yeah.
What's going on? What is up with management at Mappa right
now? Listen,
now?
I understand that animating is tough.
Yeah,
I do. Like,
sure.
and it was a relatively very pretty episode. Like, it looked fine. I think it was probably Mappa's best looking episode thus far.
For sure.
There was a chunky little Beast Titan moment. There was a
pixely like
3
chunky little boy.
FPS just like take some rocks.
Yeah.
And you're like, I feel like I could dodge that, but then again, I don't know. I might have desync and might think I dodged and get absolutely smoked by one of these.
Yeah, we both let out a little oof.
Yeah. So we watched it again. We made some popcorn. We watched it together on my couch because Danny came over to do the podcast, and we were like, all right, we'll cover it next week because like it's not coming out today. He's like, yeah, I've been scrolling. I've been checking Crunchyroll all day. I check Crunchyroll, it's up, and we're like, God damn it. We literally just like, we had all the cameras set up and we're like, all right, let's go downstairs. Let's watch the episode. And then we'll film today's podcast because we have so much to talk about that throwing like the anime event of possibly like the year on top of it, kind of big.
Yeah, kind of big.
Yeah.
Yeah, mildly big. Should we talk, do you want to just go full on with it now? Like no spoilers and spoiler section or?
So we've now concluded our no spoiler section.
I suppose.
I think we can timestamp it. We can timestamp like, hey, listen, this is where the spoilers begin if you haven't seen it.
Right.
Because it's coming out tomorrow.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a good amount of people who haven't seen it. Right. But I think we should talk about it.
Yeah. No, for sure.
So spoilers start now. So what do you think about
it? Definitely like I agree that it is like we finally get Mappa taking a genuine swing at some like wit style animation.
Hardcore
2D.
Very fast paced. Yeah, 2D is important.
Yeah. Well, so that's the thing is it's like this, there's the scene with Hanj, which I think is like, Hanj or Hanji?
Pretty sure it's Hanji.
Hanji?
Yeah, I mean, I do you.
Yeah.
There's just an E at the end there.
There's the great scene with Hanji where it's kind of reminiscent of Levi running away from Kenny.
Yep, exactly.
It's like Mappa taking a swing at that.
Yeah.
And that's dope. And the music...
The music design was
hard.
really good.
Yeah, the music's going real hard this whole episode, which was sick. I don't know, not that a comparison needs to be made. I don't know if this was like as good as the Levi one, but the music carries.
I don't think we'll ever have that moment again, at least in Attack on Titan. Like, that is... to date, some of the most gorgeous animation I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like Kenny versus Levi, like him like barreling through like roofs and like going over carts and everything. Like the choreography of it all, like insane. Like Wit went off there. After seeing that scene, how you could decide to go with a different animation studio, nuts to me.
To be fair, apparently that scene with Levi running away from Kenny took like 6 months to do. That 1 minute scene.
Fair.
Yeah, and I think that's like stuff like that is what caused the switch where they're like, we need a studio that's gonna make a concise, streamlined, one clean final season. Yeah. And then Mappa was like, well, you got us. Yeah.
I mean, at the same time, like, if it had just come out, and it was 24 episodes. Yeah. I feel like it's better for the viewer. It's better for the viewership like experience, but it's kind of like the Netflix model versus like the anything else model. Like, you drop it all, we talk about it when it comes out, and then it's gone. But now they've dragged it out, and they are making more money.
I know, they're making a lot of money for sure. Yeah.
And I was like, I was almost surprised they didn't decide to drop like, this is 3 episodes, and then like the last part is 3 episodes.
I know, I was
a 6
surprised,
episode season or something like that.
I know, it's so. I also just don't get why it's not just a 2-hour-long movie. Yeah. Like, don't put this out and then wait the 6 months.
Money. If they 6 months from now, exactly. 6 months from now, they drop a 2-hour, like, and it's the last thing you have to see. It's kind of like End of Evangelion. Like, the End of Evangelion is like the end of the Evangelion anime. You have to watch the 3 movies after you do the anime. And so, like, it kind of sucks from a viewership because it's like, all right, now I have to go watch the first movie and then the second movie. And it's like, that's why Demon Slayer decided to add Mugen Train into their own anime. But like, so much money, and then like it's also like the experience. I mean, we're literally going to see Demon Slayer tomorrow in theaters. New Touching Grass episode coming out. But yeah, no, I thought it was really cool. I thought the dichotomy between the opening with the rumbling, him talking to the 2 little boys and being like, I liked how we got tapped into Eren experiencing the Founding Titan, because like Founding Titans are historically like very like out of it because they can see the past, the present, and the future simultaneously.
Yeah, it's very Dr. Manhattan.
Exactly.
Like, and we get a little more of
like
that.
He knows everything that's gonna happen, so he's like, I'm probably gonna save this boy, but who am I to save this boy? Because I'm gonna kill this boy. Right. So seeing what's going on in Eren's head, then like straight cut to the rumbling and just squishing the boys he saved. Brutal.
Yeah, it's super brutal. You get a real tight shot on that squish too. Like, it was all of his teeth come out.
Almost too much. Yeah,
that was intense for sure. I think here's the thing about like the Hanj bit. If I can circle back around, or Hanji. If I could circle back around.
You be Hanj, I'll be Hanji, baby.
I think it's Hanj, honestly, because it's not a Japanese name. They're all German.
Not all of them. I reckon Anya Kapun is not German.
Yeah, that one's definitely not German.
No.
But that's why it stuck out to me. I was like, why is that like a crazy name? And all the others are like,
and then there's
Mike.
just Japan.
Yeah.
And then there's like where the Ackermans come from, which is, I love, every anime does it. Like Black Clover just did it with the Land of the Sun. And they're just like, oh, like it's Japan and everyone from here is more powerful than the last place. Nice. It's like the Ackermans come from this place. It's like, yeah, the Ackermans. Yeah. They're real good.
Yeah, you gotta have a little patriotism.
Yeah, like very clearly Japan.
Yeah. But no, like, her Hanji's scene where she's like shredding through Colossal Titans. Yeah. Very cool, very sick. Boy, do the Colossal Titans look like a bunch of bumbling idiots.
Stupid idiots.
Really dumb big boy idiots.
Like, I get that, like, they're just rumbling. Like, they're just, like, marching forward.
They do be rumbling,
but, like Hanji just trips one of them, and they're all just like...
Yeah, and they're all like, shit.
They're just like, it was like, what is Travis World?
What's Travis?
No, remember when Travis Scott did the...
Oh,
it was just like somebody falls over and 19 people
it's-
step on him.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
Yeah,
just Aaron's bimbo army.
Exactly.
Like,
They were
marching
just
their way down.
crushing their way through them, and I was like, well, all right. I was like, okay, if this is all it takes,
Yeah. Well, that
we could have mounted a defense.
That was my thing too. Hanj took out like a good amount of colossal titans, like it was nothing, and I was like, well, what if you all just like took a swing at it?
What if we just didn't take the flying boat?
Yeah, well, if you just fought them, like it seemed to go well. Like, yeah, she caught on fire, but if you go in like in waves,
have
like
a bucket or something, like
not that much of a threat anymore. It seems like
she was
like
taking
a fine
slices
threat.
out of their necks like it was deli meat.
Yeah,
like I was like, okay. I was like, I know she doesn't make it in the manga, but is she gonna make it in the anime? No, she catches on fire and little fireball. She meets everybody in, I guess, heaven.
Yeah, and then she goes to heaven, which was insane.
I guess heaven is just the scout regiment, like Erwin's there.
It's funny that heaven is just like, I guess, where you died.
Yeah,
but like she was
like still footsteps.
She was post rumbling heaven.
Yeah,
like strange.
Very odd. I guess like technically because everybody who ever has existed and will exist, as far as their connection to the Founding Titan, like currently exists because time is a flat circle in the Attack on Titan universe. So they could just be in the coordinate.
Right.
So like that's probably where she went is the coordinate. I love sitting down and explaining the coordinate and how it works because it's like very aggravating and confusing.
Speaking of, you had a qualm, if you will, with the fact that Mikasa and Levi were there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because okay, here's my thing with the coordinate. It's like
what is the coordinate, Nick?
It's an extra dimensional plane controlled by the Founding Titan, and in there time doesn't move.
Right.
So which is why when Aaron and Armin are talking, Armin's like, we can talk for as long as we want here because time doesn't move in the coordinate. It's beyond like space time. And every consciousness that's ever existed in connection to the Founding Titan goes back to that point because the Founding Titan controls it. The Ackermans are not subjects of Ymir. They come from the H country. And while the Ackermans, I think, were created through Titan experiments, because like to make them like super strong and like, so like maybe because they were like tapped into the experiments of the Titans, that's why they get access to the coordinate. But they shouldn't technically be there because like Onya Kapun, when he's flying the plane, like he's not there,
right?
Because he has no connection to the subjects of Ymir.
Right. Gotcha.
So I don't know.
Nice.
I don't know.
I can't wait for the comments to be like up your ass about
they're
whatever
like,
tiny mistake you missed.
Isn't like the Ackermans were created through subject, like through like Titan science,
right?
Like kind of what Hanji does. So like that's probably it. I've already answered my question, but yeah, I was thrown off by it.
Yeah. No, I feel Attack on Titan is such a like complicated mess of like it's like Kingdom Hearts.
It's honestly, now that I've sat down and started reading JJK, it's not that bad.
Yeah, you've been on this big, like, JJK is the most complicated thing ever.
So hard to understand. And like Hunter x Hunter is my favorite like manga of all time. Like I love complicated. Right. I love a fleshed out power system with no plot holes.
Yeah.
And Attack on Titan is that. It's just Attack on Titan's, it's the powers aren't confusing.
Right.
It's just the concepts.
Yeah, it's all they're also just like Attack on Titan's never been, in my opinion, good at
period. Full stop.
Yeah,
never been good.
Anyway, I'll see you guys later.
Yeah,
like,
you're gonna get a couple of lisp comments.
Yeah,
Attack on Titan's never been good.
I was waiting for you to find an S in that sentence.
Yeah, there was none.
I was like, where in Attack on Titan are you about to lisp?
Attack on Titans.
Yeah. Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan. Yeah,
that's me.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm still riding high on my Code Lyoko like fame from the comments.
So vindicated.
Yeah,
it's insane.
huge Danny moment.
The dichotomy between our fans on TikTok and YouTube, which is like the story of being a content creator, like different apps, different fans. On TikTok, you might as well.
They don't like me.
You should check into a padded room.
Yeah.
They're like, how dare you be on an anime podcast and not know Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? On YouTube, they're like, Danny.
Your like TikTok following makes me feel like a nepotism baby. Where they're like, how dare this man get ushered into an anime podcast?
Yeah.
As if I'm not just a guy with a mic and a camera.
like I was fully invited, fully knowledgeable, like Metabots, Code Lyoko, and Zatch Bell, all been very popular additions.
All real anime.
Yeah, well, no, that's not true.
100%.
Aired on Cartoon Network.
So?
I don't know if
what are you talking
I don't know if
about?
that catches the real anime vibe.
It's 100% a real anime. So did Naruto.
Well, yeah, but like,
So did Dragon Ball.
well, okay, but what I'm saying is like, Zatch Bell was a cartoon, right? Was it an anime?
What?
Was it?
It's an anime based on a manga.
I've never seen it.
Why,
Daniel?
So, like, why are you coming? Like, you started this fight.
I didn't
like,
start
you're
any
like,
fight.
Zatch Bell's a cartoon, idiot.
I was trying
and just praying you were
Here,
right.
I was trying to say that you're welcome on this podcast, and that YouTube is correct in saying that you bring a important change of opinion. You know, the breakout of your typical shonens here.
Yeah.
And yet you're taking it as an attack.
I'm ready
you're
to
firing
burn
it back.
any bridge you want to lay down in front of me.
He's just trying to smush people between his feet
now.
now.
I got big smush fever after Attack on Titan.
Does it make you think differently about every time you stepped on an anthill?
No, I wasn't like a sadistic bastard doing like rumbling like on every
And you see two ants, like two blonde ants, like blushing
just
at
like,
each other.
like,
Because
you hated that bit.
what I wanted to get into was like just shoehorning. The shoehorning of being like, oh, by the way, Annie and
By the way,
Armin.
I liked you. I liked you, Annie. Yeah.
You know, like we should go kill Aaron unless like what if we kissed under the founding Titan?
What if we kissed instead of fought Aaron? I'm just kidding, but like
what if?
what if?
It's a possibility, is all I'm gonna say. So yeah, I was just like, it was weird, man. And she was like, thanks for talking to me. And I was like, he was just lonely. All right.
Aaron is definitely the type of kid who's like sending texts being like,
Armin?
we should get Armin,
Armin.
not Aaron.
Yeah.
Sending texts to Annie like, we should totally date. And then she's like, what? And he's like, sorry, my brother grabbed my phone.
My cat walked across my keyboard. Such a funny joke.
Yeah, so crazy.
I absolutely did do that though.
I did that.
I
I did
was
that
that type of kid.
100%.
I think most people did. It's a great out.
It's a foolproof out.
Yeah.
They never expected.
Oh my god, my friend grabbed my phone. It was a prank.
Yeah. If you ever have a crush that you need to like creepily tell you're into,
shoot your shot.
Until
you have to unshoot your shot. You know?
Yeah, just don't do anything. Your friend will grab your phone and do it for you.
It's wild that we were the first generation of people with access to something like that.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't do that.
We ushered that in.
What are you going to be like, oh no,
sorry, my friend wrote this letter and sent it to you.
Exactly what I was going to say.
My friend grabbed mine quill.
He dipped mine ink. Yeah. He's like, and the thing is, you get the response letter.
Yeah.
It's like 2 weeks later.
It's like, I just like the like very small possibility of that being an authentic story where like your friend is like, hark, halt, like, and it's like, oh, I'm writing to Jessica. Like,
he's like sealing it with like beeswax. And he's like trying to stop him for like 35 minutes.
Yeah.
No, okay. So we were talking about Attack on Titan.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Yeah. But all in all, good episode. Great episode. Excited to talk about it in another 6 months, I guess.
Yeah,
you know?
I know, it's if anyone like, not that anybody's like, oh, you know, I'm on the fence about watching. Like, if you're at this point in Attack on Titan,
you're too deep.
You're
You've
gonna
made
watch
it.
it. You're gonna watch it, so whatever. But
it's like the MCU. If you still ride with the MCU, have you seen Quantumania yet? Oh, you went to the screener.
We had a whole video.
Yeah.
It was bad.
It's like if you're riding with the MCU still, like then you have to see every movie.
Yeah.
And if you're off the train like me, then you're just like, yeah, I don't give a shit. You know.
Well, this is where I was gonna go with it. If you're going in expecting like a Mugen Train or like just a movie in general, because it's this hour-long thing.
It's very much 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Shoved it back to back.
It's very much just a long episode with like exceptionally good animation for the Mappa era of Attack on Titan.
It's wit adjacent. It's like the most wit episode we've gotten thus far.
Yeah.
Because there is a scene where like Connie and Armin and Mikasa are like descending upon the founding Titan, and they're like shooting between like rocks and spinal segments, and I was like, that was the closest we've been to wit in a long time.
It's hype for sure. It's still wild that like wit needs that Mappa needs this long.
6 months to do that?
I know. Well, but it's also like, I get that it takes a long time. It's just whoever's fucking scheduling this shit needs to be fired.
That's always been my thing. It was like, why? I don't know. Like, we understand how long these kind of things take. Like, we've been doing it.
Yeah.
Like, we know how long it takes to make Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Like, Wit did it. And then I guess like it getting handed over, like I get like not understanding the first season, but you did the first season. You know how long it takes to draw Mikasa.
You did
with
the first
a massive
season
chin.
3 times.
Yeah.
Like how much more practice do you need?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's weird that it's scheduled out like that. Like I would have just done the exact same thing, like 2 hours, even a 2 hour episode, you know, like, but like, I don't like the hour and then 6 months later, hour thing is weird to me.
Because it's just not even like, I don't know, it's not even like fun anymore in the sense that like manga fans are laughing at anime fans.
Because
and
it's been done. It's been done for a while.
It's been done for so long, and I've got like friends who like this, despite Attack on Titan being like wicked grisly and like very anime, like it's not like
only show I've ever seen a child get
squished,
turned into wine.
Yeah.
I think
it's definitely like, it's weird to call Attack on Titan like an accessible anime, but I know so many non-anime fans who made this their first show.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And this like is like now giving anime a bit of a bad name, where like my friends are like, yeah, like I'm not gonna get into other stuff because it's just like a billion episodes and like it's all dragged out. And I'm like, no, this pacing sucks.
Yeah.
And they don't always do this. Like Attack on Titan is like just drip feeding you for no reason. Like watch Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
Watch Demon Slayer.
Watch Black Clover.
watch,
the animation may not be as pretty, but like there's like the pacing in other anime. Like Black Clover is now taking a 4-year break because they ripped their manga too quick.
Right. Like it's like this isn't indicative of like all anime pacing.
Yeah.
But because Attack on Titan is so popular, and now that it's like fucking with fans, it's like turning away my friends.
Damn.
Yeah.
Attack on Titan is a very interesting, like, it's one of the ones I recommend to, like, a beginning weeb, because, like, it is very provocative, but it doesn't rely on the tropes of anime that much. Like, there's no horniness in Attack on Titan. Like, there's, like, deaths. It's closer to Game of Thrones than, like, some other anime, you know? Like, and so that's what I find is a great way to bring people into it, is, like, it doesn't rely on, like a vine monster picking them up, like picking a girl up, like an SAO, you know, like, so like there's no moments like that.
Right.
Like if I was going to show Dorothy, my girlfriend who doesn't watch anime, that would be one of them.
Yeah.
Because like she hates when people do like the call out, like
really?
they use their move, you know, it's like, Rasengan! Like she's like, why are we like calling it out to everybody? It's stupid.
So they know and can prepare.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like Aaron literally rallied against that in the Libero raid.
Yeah.
Like it was like the Warhammer Titan was trying to power up and just
Yeah, it was like no dice.
Just
like
put her
I got
down.
places to be, bitch.
Yeah,
Like,
and then he used another Titan as a walnut cracker to eat her, and it was wild. So yeah, great episode. Go watch it. It's now on Crunchyroll and all the other places. I know some people were actually, Cody, my editor, he was like, I watched it on 9 Anime. Because 9 Anime had the subtitles before Crunchyroll.
I heard, there was a YouTuber that was like complaining about it, and he was like, I'm even on the illegal sites and it's not up. Like,
Really?
where is this shit? Yeah, I don't know. I guess Cody found it.
Listen, the devil works hard, but illegal websites streaming anime work harder.
Yeah.
That's like
I guess so.
They work
For
way
sure.
harder.